it's a real complete recording methodology we use. It's museum level recording. We do everything from drawing, color photography, black and white photography, digital photography. We draw the glyphs, we ink the panels, and then we do color readings. It's a complete museum archival level of recording. We take it quite seriously.
The volunteers are putting in a long day under the hot sun, and this is just one day out of many. Their reasons for being here vary a bit, but mainly it comes down to believing the rock art is something to be treasured.
What really fascinates me is the different pictures, because I don't think they're doodles. I think they're stories that the different people have left behind. And once they figure out how to interpret them, it's going to tell the history of the Native Americans.
We have people from all over the world with us today. We have 4 people from Europe, we have people from Oceania, we also have people from San Francisco and other parts, Las Vegas, coming up here today. And I think what it is that these images represent patterns of the past and the unknown, and everyone is always interested in trying to figure out what can't be explained.
My wife and I, we are site stewards, not this particular site, but some just over the hill here, where we come up on a probably quarterly basis just to look around and see if there's been any disturbance of any kind, even natural disturbance, and we report that. And this is so that we can have a good record of what there is up here, because it is disappearing.
Whenever we have a large number of people on a site like this, people sometimes ask us if we're contributing to the problem of site destruction by having large numbers of people come and participate in these documentation projects. But we've decided to prioritize sites, I suppose, and the ones that are being visited a lot anyway, that are in close proximity to large and rapidly growing urban areas, they're very threatened, and we need to have them documented right away. And a lot of people are coming here anyway. In the past, archaeologists have tried pretty valiantly to keep the site location secret, but that doesn't really work very well in the areas that are very close to large cities like Reno and Las Vegas in particular. The growth in Las Vegas is phenomenal, as we all know, and people that live there on the weekends and on the holidays, they want very badly to get out away from town, and they go out into the desert, and many of the sites are getting impacted very, very heavily in places like that. And so those are the ones that we have the highest priority to get them documented, and we do that by involving the public. The people are going to the sites anyway, and while they're there, we want them to be working to protect the sites, and they can become site monitors of the ones that they love the best, and they can go to those on a regular basis and keep an eye on them, or they can participate in this kind of a documentation project and go to see sites that they're already visiting anyway, but they can be a part of the process of protecting them rather than inadvertently part of the process of destroying them just by visiting them without knowing exactly what it is that they're doing. So it is a little bit of a change in the attitude. As a professional archaeologist, I struggled with that a bit myself to begin with, but I realized that the job is so big that we really need the input and the support and the effort, really, the labor of the public.
I think it's really important because people will come out here, and if they know about it and learn that it's a valuable and beautiful resource that it is, that they'll be ready to help us protect it and respect it. I think vandalism comes from ignorance.
Pat Barker, who worked as an archaeologist for the BLM for several decades, now serves on the board of directors for the Nevada Rock Art Foundation.
But our big advantage is really channeling all the energy of the volunteers, who bring a tremendous amount of respect and a tremendous amount of drive to protect this rock art. One of the real issues that faces the BLM in managing rock art today is this whole problem of, do we let people out there to look at it, or do we try to manage it by keeping it hidden from people? And the problem is that some sites are readily accessible and people already know about those, and those we try to manage a lot. Grimes Point out by Fallon is one, Hickson Summit is another, and currently a coalition of people in Nevada around Reno are working on developing the Court of Antiquity site as an interpretive site so people can go and enjoy the rock art in an appropriate manner. Look at it and photograph it, but don't touch it, because while it looks very strong to you, touching it can destroy the surface and make it hard to understand or hard to interpret. So use and enjoy your public lands, but at the same time take photographs and look at it, but don't touch it and leave it there.
Out at Pyramid Lake, we have some sites, and a lot of times we have young people coming out and defacing the areas that we may have petroglyphs in. And one thing that we've noticed out here in the tribe has put a stop to is graffiti, where people, and I've seen them in other rock art areas, where people come out and they start spray painting and defacing the area by, you know, putting their own, I guess you could say, rock art in, you know, telling their story, but they're defacing something that is ancient, something that may have a lesson not only to tribal people but to all people. We encourage that when the general public comes onto a site where there are petroglyphs, to respect the whole area, not just the images on the rock. And that, I think, will preserve the story that's being told, and maybe one day we will understand what the old people were trying to pass on through a lesson. And again, we call our old relatives Muatapu Nanum.
A lot of people in Nevada love the history of Nevada, and they want to do whatever they can do to help protect it. And we have a lot of work to do. People that are interested in participating, I hope they'll let us know, and let us know who they are, and we'll put them to work. Anybody who wants to participate, we will find a way to help you do that.
So the best way for people to appreciate rock art is to see it in the field.
Yes.
Where can they go, Alanah? Where are the places in Nevada that are best for this?
The two best places right now that people can go to see rock art in the real world, where it really should be seen, is in this area where the marshes are that I spoke about earlier, near Fallon, here in western Nevada, the Grimes Point site. And the Nevada Rock Art Foundation actually does a monthly tour every month to Grimes Point. We try to limit the size, so people should, you know, contact us and reserve a place. We do that every month, and during the not so hot months in the Valley of Fire in southern Nevada outside of Las Vegas, we do a monthly tour there as well. And we hope that people will come and get a chance to see some real rock art and ask the questions they want to ask, and have a tour leader who can answer some of those questions and give them a little bit of background and some information on the great rock art that we have here in the state of Nevada.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.